Now we're talking.
It's been a wild season. It really has.
It sure has. It sure has. As he sniffs, as he catches a whiff of hundo.
Yes, my first whiff of hundo all season.
Let me also just say, I'm not trying to take credit for anything you do this season. You're your own man. You do, you're a veteran. You're a two-man dance vet. But a few weeks ago, as far as prognosticating goes, is that the right word?
Yes, it is.
As far as that goes, a few weeks back, I do recall saying, oh, Josh Allen's going to pop off. You're going to start putting up some numbers. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And you were down in the dumps. I mean, I was concerned for your well-being. I had to do a wellness check that 1 week, Tom.
You did, yeah. You basically you went from my opponent to my therapist.
It's true. And listen, I'm not going to tell you, of course, ever how to run you know how your guys react. And I think you went 1 week, you gave them the low and slow, but then you came in full Pacino, talking about inches. You came in full Nolte, throwing around water jugs and chairs at people. I mean, they had never seen you like that.
No, they hadn't. It scared them.
And you didn't have to say it, but they knew what the subtext of all that was. It was like, you better start putting up some points or we're going to have a problem here.
The other thing is McCaffrey has found his perfect role, which is the emotional motivation. He's kind of like Udonis Haslem on the Heat.
Oh, yes.
He's not playing, but he's the most important locker room guy we have.
His presence is important. You needed to here's what we didn't realize. We thought, okay, you need to bring McCaffrey on to go full circle here, which would mean he's going to go off for you. But what actually needed to happen is you needed to get McCaffrey and bench McCaffrey to complete the circle.
To happen. Yeah, I pick him up. He's immediately out for the season, predictably.
That's right.
But the vibes were terrible on Midland City.
It
was just nothing was going right. And since I picked him up,
from the ashes in the snow rose Midland City's true form.
Yeah, I got Josh Allen throwing touchdowns to himself and then putting up 58 points the next week.
Yes. No, it's been exciting to watch, but now I will say that ends here and now. Here's what I need, because
I don't think it should end yet,
well,
Murf.
But sure.
No, let's keep this. We're having fun. Let's keep this going.
Let's also just give some. I want to keep some of this going. Here's where the context comes in. We're going into Monday night. We're recording this Monday afternoon because we both agreed it's over.
Yes. I had given you a hard time a couple weeks where you were resistant to record when it was well in hand.
Yes.
And this is the first time I've clearly won. And I must say, from the other side, I don't love doing it.
Yeah, yes. It doesn't feel great, does it?
But I'm up 187 to 121. You know what it is, though? And I wonder if this is what it was for you. It's not actually that I have any concern I'm not going to win this week. I'm definitely going to win this week. I acknowledge that. It's more just like there's a little bad mojo doing it.
That is exactly, yes.
If you ever get over cocky in fantasy football, you will immediately be punished.
No, we all know the cock of the walk in fantasy are the gods themselves. There's no, you do not get to go above the gods.
And just like last week, I was completely toast and accepting my lost season. And then it was a divine intervention.
It really was.
To give me a chance. And now, Josh Allen putting up 58. I'm having my best week of the season.
Yes. You're keeping it all. Now, here's what I want to say. Here's my concern now, because we've acknowledged my concerns are immediately, it's not just the win here. I'm fine with you winning. In fact, for you to win out, my dreams come true. I mean,
yes,
literally.
Your literal dreams my
literal dreams come true.
Your premonition from like a month ago that I would end with 10 wins, which a couple weeks ago seemed like a pie in the sky.
Yes.
And now
it's a pie in the oven. I'll tell you that right. It is a pie in the oven right now. So it's not made its way to the table just yet, but it's in the oven. Now your team is reaching its potential. It's reaching the stride. But my problem is now this margin of victory. You can't keep this pace up.
Well, so, yeah, here's the situation.
What if you repeat this performance for 3 more weeks, Tom? You beat me in points.
We are now 7-7. Going into this week, we agreed that points were not on the table. You had them well in hand. It's a 2-tiered system of winning the ring. There's most points throughout the season, and it's winning record.
Right.
Normally, that's the same person. And so if you win both of those, you win the ring. Going into this week, you have a 200-plus point lead. and you're up a win. Now that I've won, we're 7-7. So whoever wins 2 out of the next 3 wins the record. And so if that's me, I would have the record, you would have the points. We would go to the Week 18 replacements game that we've never done, where we drop all our players and draft an entirely new team of players that have never been owned at any point.
And I've been very honest leading up to this that I am rooting for that because I've won a couple of rings.
We both want it. It's what we want.
We want that Week 18 replacements game.
And so for weeks we've been talking about points they're not on the table for me. And I knew this was going to come up because I had a moment, and I know you had the same moment, where I just looked and saw that
we all looked, Tom.
I was approaching 70, and then I just went,
is this?
And I think that's where we are. You're still going to have a really significant point edge for only 3 weeks left, but I'd say it's gone from an impossibility to just
Ooh, that That's all I need. That's all it needs to be, though, for you, as you know.
I feel like after Josh Allen throws a touchdown to himself, everything's up for grabs.
Yeah, I think that's true. Here's what I would like to think. I would like to think, too, that this is what I have to tell myself now. If you repeat this performance next week, I'll be in a very different headspace. But what I'd like to tell myself now is that this is all we knew this season was building from the beginning to the Week 18 replacements. So I'd like to think that the Josh Allen, you are riding Josh Allen. What I would like to think, though, is to our destiny this season, which is Week 18. I would like to not believe that this will continue and you will not only pass me with wins, but you will also somehow beat me for the season. Because what a just a crushing. I don't even want to go there yet. But I just want to say
it would be cruel, Murf.
It would be hideous. I've done nothing to deserve this. Let's be honest. What have I done? I felt good. I felt good about finally pulling ahead of Midland a couple of weeks, and now I'm being punished. This is heinous. I will become a fantasy god atheist if we reach that point.
If that happens, I'm going to send you an edible arrangement.
You will Uber Eats me.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll Uber Eats you an edible arrangement. I do have to say, it's really not likely.
No, it's not. I mean, the other thing that I'm looking at right now is, as long as we can hold on, what's exciting about the Week 18 replacements is we're not looking at this like, oh man, if you're on an upswing with your team and I'm on a downswing and we meet in some sort of two-man dance Super Bowl. So we're gonna wipe the slate clean. So
it's a complete
even
reboot.
If I come limping into 18, I'm fine because we're gonna put those horses out to pasture and we're gonna get a whole new stable.
I mean, if I could hold on to one player, it would be McCaffrey. I would keep him. I would keep him on because he's tying everything together. He's the energetic glue.
He really is. Not even on the field. Taking him out of the equation. For me, put me on my run. You bring him back, and now here we are, the final 5 weeks, 6 weeks of the season, and now you're getting the same kind of... I mean, it truly is just... McCaff is at the center of this season, no matter what. And he's played 2 games total from both of us, and he has influenced this season more than any other single player has.
Yeah, there are 3 finalists for Midland City MVP. And it's Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, and McCaffrey. All 3 of my players, you are directly responsible for me having.
Oh, that's true.
You traded me Josh Allen and Derrick Henry, and then you are what convinced me to pick up McCaffrey. And I'll give you credit for this, too. You told me he was the spicy stew I needed. He absolutely was. Win or lose, no matter what happens next, I was dead in the water.
He brought you back a lot. He revived you.
I at least have a chance.
Think of how sick, really quick though, think of how sick this would be. If I lose this outright and we don't get an 18, everything you just said that seems fun is going to, it's going to push me to the brink in my personal life. Like this is going to take me to a bad place that I did all that I made all those trades, that I pushed you to get McCaffrey. If you fucking win this thing outright, oh my.
I know.
And I only have myself to blame.
I was toast.
The fact that you were toast, though, is now it's the Mission Impossible where they're checking the levels when they're breaking into Langley. It's the toast with we're checking those levels right now, and it's getting that toast is getting to red. It's in the red right now.
The toast is burning.
It is. I smell toast. I'm like, I'm either having a stroke or I'm or whatever it is, because the toast is burning. I smell it.
Yeah, it's one of those that pops up and it's barely done anything. It's just like bread at that point. And then you think you're safe. You put it down, and then 10 seconds later, that toast is burned.
Come on. This is where we're at. And I'll tell you, again, this is exactly where we want to be. It's 2 out of 3. This is definitely a coin flip down the stretch for wins. It's by no means a coin flip on points, but it's something to consider. After another week, we'll reassess. But after you win the next 2 weeks by 5 points or less.
I reject this wholeheartedly. I reject
I'm
this
not
hex.
trying. Listen, I can promise you this.
That was a
Whatever
hex.
sort of nonsense
Don't deny
I talk.
That was a hex.
That was a hex. I take it back. I apologize. I take it back.
Hex.
You're also unhexable. You're
That's
sitting
not
here.
true. Everyone's
You just shout.
hexable.
I could barely hear what I could barely hear
hexable.
your objections on top of Josh Allen's shoulders when you just said, "Oh, that's a hex." I was like, "Well, who's that up there? Who's that riding the Allen Express?"
The ebbs and flows of this thing. We're all vulnerable, Murf.
It's an exciting time to be alive and to be dancing. I'll say
It is it's a wonder. It's the best time ever to be dancing.
When we assembled this league, we didn't even consider how sexy this proposition could be, reaching these heights. Like, I don't think we ever did. It's just not possible in a 12-man to have this kind of drama.
No. Yeah, I am 900% more invested in the 2-man dance than I am in the NFL.
Oh yes, absolutely. The only reason I'm watching the NFL at this point is to see what's going to happen here. I don't even know what could be more exciting. This is 18 is basically 18 Christmases. Week 18 would be if our draft day is Christmas morning, then the replacements draft day is Christmas morning times 18, I guess. I mean, you know the math better than I do, but that sounds
apparently
right.
I don't. I thought I knew the math, and the math laughs in my face.
The math will always laugh in your face.
I've gotten really into chess, like in the last 3 weeks, and so I've been following the championships going on right now.
Yes.
Watching them does remind me a little bit of the 2-man draft.
Sure.
Where it's just like
decisions you're laboring
for like 38 minutes, and then they move a pawn up 1 square.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, this is the pressure cooker.
Like every move is the faux Julia Roberts meme of like all of the math. Yeah, you just see that with every move. I don't know chess well enough to know what the equivalent of forcing Derrick Henry and Josh Allen off of your board. I don't know what the fuck the equivalent of that is.
Well, this might just need to be a new rule for me, is just to take Sloppy's advice, whatever it is. Anything you think I should do, I should do. See, we're now going to be, now that we're already in this chess match, because you've started to win when you go against your own instincts. You know when your instinct says you need to go against your instincts. And my nonsense my from the gut madness only seems to work for you, but not for me all the time. So it's like, we're in this weird, like, I'm trying to give you some sort of madness that I should be giving myself. So it's almost as if we are in a full swap, in a full Freaky Friday scenario, where it's like, if I'm Midland and if you're Sloppy, how do we play that on the chessboard? How am I not myself is where we end up. I mean, look, I'm fighting tooth and nail just to get to week 18, but if I win the next 2 and clinch that and we're close on points, it will all flip, and I'll be it will. I'll become your emotional support and your cheerleader. You will to get us both over that week 18 finish line. As my emotional support, I may need to bring you on the plane that I take to Pennsylvania for Christmas. I may need to say, this man is my emotional support animal on this journey, or else I may not make it. Because because I'm flying on a Sunday, if I'm in the air and we're talking about you potentially passing me in points, and I have to sit there up in the skies and try to figure it out. Yeah, I'm going to be like rubbing your back and whispering in your ear. Yes. The flight attendant's going to come over and it's like, do we need to land this thing? Yes. And it's like, no, it's not. He's not worried about the plane. Yeah. He's worried about the plane is fine. This is out of your control. He's worried about losing the point lead in our 2-person fantasy football league. Yeah, he doesn't care that one of the doors just blew off of this Boeing. He actually is more concerned. He's fine with the doors flying off, the hinges. He just needs to know that the points are sound. So as long as, again, next week, get the dub, but keep it reasonable. Let's have the true mirror here, where you've now piled on some points. I mean, this week we vice versa. We did. That's the film I was thinking. Vice versa, not Freaky Friday. And there's another, not trading. Is there another? There is. Trading places. They don't actually trade places. No. And that's the best film of all. Nothing mystical. No, nothing mystical. There's vice versa, and there was
Like father, like son is what it was called.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, that was that's I think the worst of them all. But there's the Kirk Cameron, Judd Reinhold, and then there's the Fred Savage,
Judge Reinhold's with Judge Reinhold's the one, vice versa. That's Judge Reinhold and Fred Savage.
Okay, then there's Dudley Moore and Kirk Cameron is like father, like son. Vice versa, father, son, freaky, whatever it is. This is what's happening this year, though. We're inhabiting each other's souls and spirits week to week. We never know who we're going to be.
No, it's true. Another reference. Who am I this time? I think it's Who Am I This Time with Susan Sarandon.
Oh God! Oh my! Yes, no, that's deep. That is a very deep cut.
I mean, Jonathan Demme, written by Kurt Vonnegut. Don't sleep on it.
Do not sleep
heavy
on
hitters.
It. Very heavy hitters.
Demme, Vonnegut, Sarandon. What a trio!
In what world? Yeah, what a trio. I'm also willing to say that at this point, all of the gum flapping I've done. The fantasy gods have been laughing their sick fucking asses off at me all year because they're like, oh no, this has been decided. That's the die has been cast on this. At the moment we looked at this draft board, the moment the draft ended, the die were cast. And I'm sitting here going, oh, this week and we'll make this trade and I'm offered. They're going, go right ahead. Do whatever you want. This season has already been decided.
But we're part of it, Murph. We can just sit back and just let it happen. But us flapping our gums and freaking out is part of what's been cast.
You're right. No, it all comes to this moment. McCaff is it was going to be a part of it in this way, whether we liked it or not. This is all part of it, and we have to go through it. It's true. It's got to have faith.
You got to believe. Got to have faith. Faith.
I said it got to have. Wouldn't it be nice if we went to week 18? You know it's week 18. Replacements games.
That might need to be our theme song. That right there.
We finally got it. We finally arrived at a theme.
And if we do it, and I can help with this part, if we record it and it's off tune enough, it might not be a copyright infringement.
It might. If the way I just sang that and tried to shoehorn McCaffrey, that's got to be outside the boundary.
But if I try to do that, it will be so off the AI. It won't pick up that it's referencing something. It will be like this is some new heinous song, not something that's a copyright infringement that we need to take down.
Yes, the AI will scrape that and just move along. It'll just say no.
That's our loophole. Well, I'll tell you what. This is a monumentally important week coming up.
This is huge.
We're tied 7-7. We have 3 left. First to 2 wins. So this is if this was the NBA Finals, this is the crucial Game 5 when we're tied 2-2.
Well, I wish you nothing but the best and everything but the point lead.
Thank you, friend. I wish you nothing but the best and only the point lead.